How do I land a job in Amsterdam? This is the question from many of you watching my videos about the life in Amsterdam. Now, this might seem surprising. After all, the Netherlands has one of the lowest unemployment rates in Europe. So why is it so tough to find a job here, especially for someone coming from outside the country? In this video, we are going to dig into that question. Don't worry though, this doesn't mean your dream job in Amsterdam is out of reach. Throughout this video, we'll break down the challenges and explore some strategies to overcome these challenges. Let's start with the reasons why it can be tough for expats to find work in the Netherlands. First is the competition. Sure, the Netherlands, while a great place to live, has a relatively small job market compared to other European countries. This means a lot of people are applying for a small limited number of positions. Even if the unemployment rate is low, that often reflects a strong domestic labor market. Dutch companies might be filling most open positions with local talent, so the competition for expat jobs can be fierce. Second is the network. Everybody knows the network is key in every country, but perhaps in the Netherlands, this is even more important due to the size of the job market. The Dutch business world places a high value on professional networks, and many jobs are filled through referrals and connections. The issue is that as a newcomer, you have not that network yet. Third is the language. While English is spoken widely in the Netherlands, some employers might prefer candidates who speak Dutch fluently too, especially for roles that involve a lot of client or customer interactions. Fourth is the work visa and permits. Please note, this doesn't apply to EU citizens. Like every country, the process of obtaining a visa and permits can be complex and time-consuming. Employers might prefer to avoid these processes and go for someone who is already legally authorized to work in this country. Fifth is the cultural differences. I moved here about 3 years ago. Before moving here, I didn't know much about the Dutch work culture, which emphasizes directness, consensus decision-making, and a good work-life balance. It is important to understand these norms and adapt your communication style during the interview process. And this is probably more important once you get the job and you start working with your Dutch colleagues. Sixth is the salary expectation. Many people expect that the Netherlands is the country of skyrocketing salaries, but this is not the case. UK and even more US focus more on money than the Netherlands. Salaries here can be lower than in some of the Western countries, particularly for some industries. In exchange for that, you get a better work-life balance. So before deciding to move here, be sure to know what is your main decision driver. Seventh is the lack of local experience. Your experience and skills might be impressive, but if they haven't been applied in the specific context of the Dutch markets, employers might be hesitant. Willingness to learn country-specific mechanisms is key for integrating here. Eighth is the mismatch of skills. The vacancies that do exist might require very specific skill sets that you may not possess. There could be a skill gap between the jobs available and the qualifications of those looking for outside the Netherlands. To make an example, in Italy, the digitalization of the FS industry is still taking place, while here in the Netherlands, the process already took place, which means that employers are not looking for talents in the same way they are in Italy. Now that we have cleared why it is hard to find a job in the Netherlands, even if it has the lowest unemployment rate in Europe, we can move to 10 facts and tips about getting a job here. First, even though we said that speaking Dutch can be a plus, you do not need to speak Dutch to get a great job here in the Netherlands, but you do need a high level of English proficiency. The Dutch are known for their proficiency in English, which is why you should have a very good level of English before applying for a role here. And this is why I would advise focusing on mastering your English rather than learning basic Dutch. Second, the Dutch value work-life balance, which means that employers are typically accommodating and providing flexible work arrangements, such as working from home or part-time hours. This is to help employees achieve a good work-life balance. Keep in mind, Dutch people work to live, they don't live to work. Third, we said that the Dutch job market is highly competitive. To increase your chances of landing a job here, you need to make sure that you have the perfect skills for the role, and you should also make sure that you are adequately prepared for the interviews. Fourth, we said that professional networks are critical for job search success here in the Netherlands. There is a trick you can use to build one and get an interview. Reach out to headhunters on LinkedIn and convince them that you are the best candidate for a specific role. They can provide you leads for job openings or introduce you to potential employers. Fifth, here in the Netherlands, I learned that work meetings and job interviews can be casual. Dutch job interviews can be informal and relaxed. Be prepared to answer questions about your experience and qualification, but also be prepared for some small talk about your interests or hobbies. If I join a meeting, I always say something about myself beyond just work. For example, that I like traveling, that I live with my girlfriend in Amsterdam, that we're both Italian. This is perfectly normal here in the Netherlands. Actually, it would be strange talking just about your skills and experience when you introduce yourself. Sixth, Dutch companies care a lot about diversity and inclusion. Here it is very important to provide an inclusive workplace environment so that even highlighting your experience working in a diverse environment could help you stand out as a candidate. 7. Startups are on the rise. Most of us want to work for well-known brands, which makes the competition for a position at one of these companies high. Instead, you can consider joining a startup or SME to gain experience and start to make connections in a certain industry. 8. It's pretty obvious, but still worth it to say, LinkedIn is the go-to platform for job searchers also here in the Netherlands. Ensure that your profile is up to date and complete. You can try to actively engage with industry professionals to increase your visibility, for example, by commenting a post on the platform. Linked to this, personal branding is very important in the Dutch job market. Ensure that you have a strong personal brand and that your online presence is consistent. 9th, the Dutch are known for their direct communication style. So you should also make sure that you are clear and direct in your communication too. This is super important. The Dutch don't like when you provide hidden messages or you make a message too complex. This tip is very important for Italians because we are known for being not really fan of keep it simple approach. 10th, the Dutch have a flat hierarchy. And this means two things. On one side, do not expect colleagues to do things just because you are more senior or experienced. On the other side, there is more opportunity for you to take on responsibilities and contribute to the company's success. Showing initiative here is highly valued, so do not wait to be told what to do. So, there you have it. We have explored the challenges and some winning strategies to navigate the Dutch job market. Remember, even though it can be competitive, there are absolutely fantastic opportunities here for expats with the right approach. If you are serious about landing your dream job here in Amsterdam, take action. Tailor your resume and cover letter for the Dutch market. Highlight your transferable skills and start building your network. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and connect with people on LinkedIn, or if possible, attend industry events. And for those of you who are already here, remember to embrace the Dutch work culture. Understand the importance of work-life balance, be direct in your communication, and show initiative. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more insights into life here in Amsterdam. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are your biggest questions about finding a job in the Netherlands?